Greetings gang, this is Nick and welcome to the Geek Gumption channel where we bring you food related content. Coming right up. Today we're going to be reviewing Frost Donuts in Mill Creek, Washington. I randomly looked this one on the internet just to find some donuts I want to explore with, and I was not disappointed when I stumbled upon their website and found that they have a lot of interesting donuts. There were way too many to choose from, but I've done the donuts reviews before. The apple fritter is biasly my favorite donut, so I really have to choose the same item from each individual donut shops that we have throughout the area that we live in. So for mine, interesting thing, different one. It's an apple fritter with caramel on top. That's super unique that the other donut shops do not have. So let's get started with that first one. Ooh. Okay. Now I'm looking upon first glance here. There's little bits of, it's actually little bits of apple, like skin, apple skin on top. Cannot taste the caramel. Maybe it's very subtle. But when I looked on their website, it looked different. It looks like it had like a jelly streaks on top of it, which I'm assuming is the caramel. That's not the case here, or at least it's not as visible. Or maybe I ordered the wrong one. I swear I thought the label said caramel apple fritter, but in this case, maybe it's a lot more subtle than I thought it would be, or who knows? It didn't look like the same that they did on the website. So let me try another bite. Having those apple bits on top reminds me a lot of that French pastry called pain au raisin, which is like a raisin pastry glazed with sugar on top. And it's very similar to this for some. I think that's pretty much the same ingredients that you use on that French pastry. So it's very French-esque about it, very French. Except instead of raisins, we have little bits of apple on top. I think it's okay. I reviewed Carl's Bakery apple fritter before the raspberry fritter, and I think that particular one had that signature doughy aftertaste to it, which I think it set it apart. I think it's great for itself to stand on its own. But this one is pretty much I wouldn't use the word bland, but it's pretty generic. It still tastes good, but I think it would be difficult to differentiate it from other types of donut shops before. But I still think it's a good pastry to eat. Next one, white chocolate raspberry cruller. Or at least that's the way I think it looks like. It's a cruller. So raspberry glazed on top of it, and this is a white chocolate that we have. It's not filled with anything. Like I said, I think I chose this one because this particular flavor I've never seen before. That's what's so awesome about Frost Donuts, is that they use donuts that are very unique that we haven't seen before. Even though I chose that previous item and it's pretty much normal, but I think you have to give credit to Frost for trying different types of things that we don't see very often. So white chocolate with a raspberry on top of it in a cruller style. I think it's I've never tried it before, so I'm going to try it right now. Okay, it's white chocolate, and I've never tried white chocolate that wasn't the conventional hard chocolate that you've eaten. So sometimes it's kind of, you know, if I didn't know this was chocolate, I would have guessed that it was a bit like it's coconut flavored donut, or at least a hint of it. Let me try a little again to get a better taste of it. So it's supposed to be those streaks of raspberry on top of it. I think the white chocolate that glazes it obviously overtakes the whole donut, and it's very doughy. Just like the previous donuts, it's relatively generic, but maybe the frosting on top of it is what sets it different from other types of donuts. So again, Frostology is a nice little place tucked away in Mill Creek, Washington. And I think when I went inside it looked like a really nice place, like a very modern looking place. It definitely puts up effort as far as the decor. So I think it's a pretty nice place to eat at. And last bite, now I can taste the raspberry a little bit more. I would think maybe next time my suggestion with this particular donut, maybe add a little bit more raspberry streaks, maybe a little bit more. Maybe that particular one didn't have enough, but it's still pretty good. As I said, overall the dough may be a little generic, but I think adding those unconventional flavors on top of it, it's kind of what makes it its own signature, and it would stand out for other donut shops. Last but not least, the Aztec chocolate donuts. It's a very, very heavy in chocolate. And here is how it looks like. Just upon first glance at it, we got little chocolate flakes on top of it. It's very generous with the chocolate. It's very chocolatey. It looks chocolate on the outside, it looks very chocolatey, doughy on the inside on top of it. And I think that's it looks promising. For those of you who are chocolate lovers, will most likely enjoy this. I would think you would. That's a lot of chocolate. So let me go ahead and get a bite of that one. So the inside there's no chocolate jelly or melt on the inside. It's mostly dough, chocolate dough on the inside with the hard chocolate flakes on top of it. It's definitely chocolatey, but not super chocolatey. So if you like the subtle chocolate taste, I think you'll enjoy this. Yeah, it didn't blow my mind per se, like I said, because maybe my expectations were a little too high or a little different from what I expected. So it seems like it looks like I'm underwhelmed, and I probably am, but it's only based on my expectations. But I think overall, it's pretty good donut. But before I go any further, let me try another bite. Okay, so let me taste the dough again. Let me kind of savor it. Okay, it was very moist, but the chocolate is a lot more subtle than I thought, even though it looks super brown, super chocolatey. But I like the salty, you know what? It's pretty good. It's good. Okay, so I had a chance to try the 3 items from Frost Donuts in Mill Creek, Washington. And I like to be adventurous, just as I kept emphasizing throughout my reviews. I set my expectations to be something, but it was entirely different. That's the fun thing about being a food reviewer like myself, is you want to be adventurous, and it's okay to be disappointed because you're being adventurous. But overall, I think the donuts were still good for what they were. But again, I think I was left somewhat underwhelming, only based on my expectation. Would I recommend for all you guys to try Frost Donuts? Absolutely. Mill Creek, Washington, the address is in the description box. Go ahead and try it out for yourself. But enough about me already. How about you guys? I mean, have you been to Frost Donuts before? If so, did you like it, not like it? Let's get a conversation started in the comment section below. So that concludes our video. If you enjoyed it, click on that like button and share it with one of your friends. And if you want to see future videos, subscribe to our channel and click on that bell icon so you'll get a video as soon as it's uploaded. We upload a brand new video every Tuesday morning at 9 a.m. Thank you so much for watching. I hope you have a wonderful day and many blessings.